I'm standing in front of our 28 by 32 pole barn. We're installing headers and rafters on the lower portion, and it's all next on Home Pro Hero. I'm pretty excited to continue on this DIY pole barn. First thing up, I had to cut down these 6x6s up there. There's actually 5. I've already done one, so I feel pretty comfortable on what I'm getting ready to show you. It's pretty decent, not bad. I've got a jig and a chainsaw and a circular saw that I'm going to use to get that cut. You can see they're awful long. That's fine. We'll cut them down. I plan on using the remainder in another project. My framers or contractors actually put a line up here exactly where the top of my header should be. I'll pencil around, get me a nice straight line all the way around. I'll use a circular saw, cut all 4 sides. There'll be a little bit of a remainder left. That's fine. It'll keep it in place until I get in a position where I can safely remove it. And then you can see there's a little bit of meat left. That's fine. Let's just twist it and then say timber. First one down, 1, 2, 3, 4 more to go, and then I'll show you the next steps. Let me hurry up and knock these out real quick. So I need to put a cut on this side and also cut on this side, and then we'll chew out both pockets, and there'll be a 2-inch piece of wood from top to the bottom of the pocket. So when they installed the headers for me, I had them install them the width of my saw deck to here, and then the remainder is actually the 2x10 that sits there. So essentially, if I run my saw on this plane right here and cut here, that's where my bottom notch is. So you can see the bottom notch cuts are in on all the posts. So now it's just a matter of doing the side cuts. Do tool alert. I bought this DeWalt chainsaw. On the first one, I kind of liked it. It's not nearly as powerful as my gas ones. Much more stable though. I bought this bracket on Amazon. I'll put a link in the description in case you're interested. We're gonna use it as a sled. This thing should literally slide on here. Okay, so my pole barn guy said I could probably freehand this, but I'm gonna use the sled and the tool, obviously. So I've got this little block. It's 2 5/8. I'm gonna put it here on the side like this, and like down here the same way. The track that the sled will slide on is installed. Double check it, looks fine. Let me go get the chainsaw. Okay, then all I gotta do is put the chainsaw on the slide. There we go, a little bit of cleanup. What do you think? Look pretty good? Looks great. And when it comes to the other side, same process. So using the same board. There we go. Better than the last one, I think. You can see header's gonna sit on this side, header's gonna sit on this side. Let me get the rest of these all notched out on that one side. Like I said, I could probably freehand these if I really wanted to, but play it safe. I'm kind of perfectionist when it comes to this kind of stuff. I know I'm not trimming a house or anything, but still, might as well do it right, make it look good. All right. So commercial framing actually is a little bit more labor intensive, but it's a 10 times better building. And that's what's important to me. I'm doing the labor, so it's totally free. All right, liquid nails, probably not needed, but why not? It's like, I don't know, inexpensive as could be. And this really is the most important part of my whole building, the headers, because it holds the entire roof up, right? Okay, there we go. Up she goes, temporarily locked in. Beam right there, or I guess post is what they call it, needs to be 2 3/4. So I'm just gonna use 3-inch deck screws for now. That'll keep it up and keep it tight until I get the other side up. That one's up, let's move to the next one. It's bigger. I'm going to remove the screws, put one underneath. Oh, it's loose. Just raise up one side, get it done. That way the posts all stay plumb, straight, and square because the other side's still attached. There we go. Make sure the butt's tight. Does it look tight to you? I think it is, right? All right. Boom. pretty good. Coming across the top. The other side has two 16s. Okay, since I got both sides up, now I can drive these big monster SPAC screws or whatever they're called. Power lags. These things really suck up here. Yeah, those things. Ooh, it's a lot of screw. That thing's going nowhere. The inside's all power lag. So now I just gotta go on the outside, throw power lags into the seams, 4 on each seam, 2 in a regular butt. Keep in mind, most of the load is on the post itself. Power lags just keeping it tight to the post, and the liquid nails is just there for the heck of it. They're fun to drive. It's on the flat header right now, and then we'll get to those rafters. Okay, make sure crown is up. Doesn't look like much, but these things are heavy, man. Tack it with these small screws, and we'll put the big ones in a minute. We already know that ends nice and level because I've already measured from the bottom nail up. The distance between the top header and here down there is 24 5/8, which is what this is right here. Keep in mind, my contractors put those headers up there level. So if they're level and I come down off level, you know I'm level. And that's important for the roof. So what I did was I cut a piece of 2x4, start like that. Where's my hammer when I need it? Oh yeah, look at that go. Come on, right there. And then let's check this one to make sure we're right. Should be. So we are good. Let's go ahead and lag it. And what we'll do is go down the other end and just double check and make sure we're in the zip code. That wasn't too bad, right? Imagine how easier this would be with 2 people. We're in the zip code. Remember, I'll drop this board in a heartbeat if I have to. Okay, I feel better now. Oh yeah, perfect. Cool. Go ahead and lag the end. Legs are still sore from yesterday. Oh, I feel good with the other one too. It looks really straight coming across here. Let's go ahead and lock it down. All right, feel good about that. One more. Get a level on it, make sure it looks good. I have a feeling it's gonna look fine, mainly because that header's level. It's nice when you have points you can go off of. Won't know how good it is until we see. Oh yeah, perfect. Yes, sir. Okay, let's talk rafters. My contractor, I think I gave him a few extra bucks to cut me a 412 rafter. If you want to know more about rafters, there's all kinds of stuff on the internet. Everybody's size will be different based off of your span and and the type of pitch you want. All I got to do is bring the other rafters up, 16 of them, or actually 15 of them, and actually cut them based off the common rafter he already cut for me. Anyways, all we're going to do is put a marker on it, boop, like that. We'll go down there and cut the angle. Here's the other end. Simple 18 degree. So there's my cuts I have to make with the circular saw. I could bring the chop saw out here if I had it and cut that 18, but I think I can hand saw it pretty good. Okay, comes this end. We'll use a circular saw, we'll finish with a jigsaw. I made a little workbench here just to get them off the ground so I don't kill my back. I just gotta cut a ton of these right now. By the way, on these rafters, I'm making sure that the crown is up. So my bird mouth is at the bottom of the crown. So the crown's on top of that bird's mouth, basically. Very important. All these rafters will be 2 foot on center, which is standard around here. The load, I calculated on a website. There's tons of them out there. It tells you what type of lumber to use based off your span, which this is 12 foot. So if I was doing steel roof with no decking, I could get away with 2x6s on this side. Okay, new tool alert. Number 2 new tool. You guys helped me pick this thing. It's a framer, DeWalt. No more air compressor, thank God. I'm gonna do a couple practice shots over there and then we'll go up there and put a couple rafters up. Okay, first one up. Now what I did was I nailed a flat 2x4 up here. All right. Now I got rafter hangers, steel rafter hangers that will help keep that supported underneath. You can see there's a little bit of a gap between the end of the tail and the header. That's perfectly fine. I want to take my siding all the way to the top of the rafter and then I'll block in between the rafters. It's all exposed rafters and soffits and stuff. You'll see as I go on the build. But for now, we'll go ahead and tack nail this, making sure I'm nice and square on that post. Okay, next one up. I've got this spacer here, it's 21 and a half inches. That puts my joists or my rafters 2 foot on center is what we're looking for. That might be the best way of doing it. I like that top board up there because it keeps everything perfect. There we go, now I got a system. Well, it's kind of a good stopping point. It's getting late, it's getting dark. I did put one of those rafter hangers up, which was pretty easy. I had to use screws though. That kind of sucked. Hey, it's been a few days. It's rained, gotten cold. Long story short, look what happened. Just kidding. I used the circular saw and took it off. Let me show you why I did it and why I'm gonna do it to all the others. But my issue was with the tails the way they are is I'll have to trim around each rafter, which could take a lot of time, could get sloppy. So what I'm doing is I'm using a 2x10 and I'm putting the rafter tails on the 2x10. Then I'm gonna install the 2x10 on the side of the wall, flush against my now cut rafters. I think it's gonna be easier to trim around in the long run, and it's gonna give you more detail. Okay, I got all the rafters up. I even got these posts tied in. I used some big old lags up there at the top. Call it a day. Get back at it on Sunday. Focus on these rafter tails and get those secured to the beams. I was going with this solution, which looks awesome, right? Problem is, if I put them on the inside, like this, screw them down or nail them down probably, I'm sticking out quite a ways. I'm worried about maybe a finished wall or something like that bowing out. But if I went on the other side too, same issue. I'd be pushed out the top. I'm worried about being too far out. So I got a better solution. So I measured the space up top as 21.5. So if I take this and I plug it in here just like this, boom, my spacing's perfect from one to the other. I can nail down into the header, keeping that sandwich perfect. And then also I can nail into the end of the rafters as I go down the way here. I keep the roof down and secure, but also space them out perfectly from one to the other. Boom. I want to make sure I'm perfect on the outside. Boom, boom. Bingo. That thing's in there like a rock. Good to go. All right, let's go cut some. I got the rafter tails all tied down really nice. I really like the way they tied in nice and tight. Anyway, so now we have to cut all these tails off and make this all flush across the header so we can install that rafter tail header that we talked about earlier. So what I'm gonna do is basically run a level, get a straight line, and then I'll use a saw and knock it down the rest of the way. Got the rafter tails all cut. Now I'm gonna go ahead and put the first purlin on. Oh, that's how much easier this would be if I had help. I wanna make sure that that one down there is on a joist. That way I can split it with the next one. So we'll let it hang over, we'll cut it later. I'm gonna screw this in. I may have to move it later on. So this one won't be 2 foot on center, but all the other purlins will be 2 foot on center. Let me put the rest of these screws in. I'll show you what I'm gonna do with these overhangs. I got a simple little block right here to help me measure this out and be consistent among all these purlins that I have to cut. I think I gotta put 3 or 4 more up there, at least 4 more up there. And then all I'm gonna do is measure out with the overhang block, 12 5/8. So anyway, you line that up, line this up, and boom, there's my cut line. All right, looks pretty good looking down there. Looks real good. I'm gonna throw some purlins up there. I'll bring you back when I get them all installed. Could take a while, it's just me, so up and down I go. Well, that sucks, starting to rain. My next purlin actually runs over top that, which is actually a good thing, but that means I have to cut them too. Slow going, but I'm saving a ton of money because all this is DIY, which is important to me. Right there's perfect. This gets my spacing, so I'm, 21.5 here. I'll do the same thing down there. And well, I'm no fan of this, but I gotta go up and I gotta stay up. So going up high, wish me luck. I hope this thing can hold me. Hope I did it right. If not, I won't be around to talk about it. I'm not really afraid of heights too much, but it takes me a while to get used to them, if you know what I mean. What we gotta do is cut the rafter tails and then this side's done. Thank God. So what do you think? A lot of work, right? I would say I got about 15 hours in this, and that includes the headers, the rafters, the purlins, everything is screwed down, nailed down. I think this side was bad. Wait till I do this side. I have 2 headers, higher height, bigger, and heavier rafters. But all that will be next on Home Pro Hero. If you like it, give me a like, subscribe. I'll see you next time. Take care.